Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ili back with another video, and today's video is one of the most requested video on my channel. Many people have been asking me to make this video for the last 2 to 3 years, but I never made this video. But today I'm finally ready to share you guys my story, how I became Crorepati at the age of 20. And guys, if I want, I can just finish this video in 2 to 3 minutes, but if you guys don't understand how I started, when I started, what was my reason and what all I have achieved, you will not enjoy the video. So in today's video, I'll tell you when I started, how I started, what are the problems that I face, and what are the things I have achieved after becoming so successful at a young age. Okay, so without further delay, I will just get straight into the video. So almost 4 years ago, I was a broke student like everyone else. When you are a student, you don't have money for anything, literally anything. You are totally dependent on your parents. Your parents is literally paying for your school fees and everything, right? And the only money we get is a pocket money, and that pocket money is also never enough. I was also a broke student. I was getting pocket money from my parents, but it was never enough. I always wanted so many things, but I never had the money to fulfill those dreams, and I always wanted to be independent. I wanted to have my own money. I wanted to buy whatever I want without having to ask my parents or anyone, right? I don't want to ask anyone. I wanted to have my own money, but I did not know how, because I was just a college student. I had no source of income. I was broke like everyone else. And I still remember I was in the second year of my college, and my exams were very near, like the final exams, the December exams that you have, right? So I had my exams, and I was supposed to study that night, but I was doom scrolling on Instagram. I had Instagram, and I was just wasting my time on Instagram. I will be very honest, I was not making any money out of Instagram. I'm making reels, but that reels is not doing anything to pay my bills, right? I was just wasting my time. And even that night I was supposed to study, but I was doom scrolling on Instagram. I came across this one girl claiming that she is making 30 to 40,000 every day, and I was like, oh my god, how is this possible? And as a student, she also said she is a student and she makes 30 to 40,000. And I was like, okay, let me check what she's talking about. I went through her profile, I checked her reels and her highlights and everything. She posted so much about receiving money, making money. But like everyone else, I was also skeptical, like, no, this is not possible. How can someone make so much money, like this amount of money? Even government jobs and high ranking jobs are also not paying this much money to them. So how can a student staying at home with just phone, how can you make money? I found it very skeptical, and I was like, no, this might be probably a scam. I cannot believe it. I was skeptical, I was scared, and I did not have any money to invest, right? But I followed her, and I kept on checking time to time. She kept on posting that she is making this much money, that much money, and she's receiving this much amount of money. I kept on watching for some time. Then one day I was like, I realized that till when am I going to watch and just not take action? My condition was already bad, so I just thought, what worse can happen? One is either I lose money, and two is either it's going to change my life like it changed her life, right? But I did not have any money to invest. Honestly, like I said, the only money we get is some few pocket money from our parents, right? I did not have money. So I went back home and I told my mom, I need money. And she said, for what? I told her that there is something like this, digital marketing. It's called digital marketing, and there are so many people making money like this. My mom was like, don't be stupid. How can you make so much money like that? Because obviously our parents also, they don't know that things like this is possible. According to them also, they are right that they are saying it's not possible, you're not going to make money. But I told her, mom, it's possible, and just borrow me money, I will pay you back 10 times. I begged her, and I told her to borrow me, okay? And she obviously told me, what if you lose money, what if you get scammed, this and that. But I told her, just give the money to me, and then I'll pay you back 10 times. But at that point of time, I did not know how I was going to pay her back, but I just told her that I'm going to pay you back, give me the money. And somehow I convinced her. Obviously I convinced, and she did not give. I kept on convincing. 2-3 days I was telling her about this girl's story. She is like this, she is like that. And after 2-3 days, she finally agreed to give me the money, and I invested the money, okay? And when I invested, I was just a beginner. I had no idea. I did not do digital marketing before, so I was really confused. I was very lost, and honestly, in between I started losing interest. And also my final exams came, so I was busy in my exam. And once the exam got over, I was, I think I traveled to Arunachal. I think, yeah, the time I went to Arunachal and my birthday came and so many things came up and I completely forgot about that. But after 1 month, my mom came to me and she told me what happened to that money, what is the progress, when are you going to give back. And I remember, oh my god, I've invested so much money and I completely forgot about it. Now what am I going to tell my mother? Because I have not started anything, I have not learned anything. I could have just said that the person that I enrolled, which she did not guide me, so I got scammed, this and that, right? I could have just easily blamed her, but I didn't want to blame her, and I needed money. I did not want to stay broke. I did not want to continue my studies also after graduation. I had to make use of this so that it can fund my lifestyle and so that I don't have to study anymore. After 1 month, I decided to go through everything that is inside the program, okay, in that, and I started learning things. Obviously, when I started, I was so confused, like I did not know where to start, but I went through some skills that was provided in that, and I started learning, I started implementing, and I started making results, okay. And I still remember the first income that I made was only 4,000, but that time, since I did not have any source of income, since I never made any money before, 4,000 was a big amount for me. I was over the moon, and I was telling my mom, I made 4,000. I was so happy. Like, can you understand, like when you have never made any money before, and when you make your first income, that too, like your own hard-earned money, you will, I don't know if you can relate or not, but for me, honestly, that was the best day of my life. I made 4,000 and I was so happy. And that day I realized, like, oh my god, you can make money through your phone, staying at home as a student. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. So that's when I started giving my 100%. I started learning things more. Obviously, if you are just stuck on one skill, it's not going to work out. I started working on my communication skills. I started learning sales. I started learning editing. There is so many things that I started learning, and through that, obviously, my income started increasing, okay. I did not start making lakhs overnight. No, it did not happen. Honestly, it took me 4 or 5 months to start earning consistently, okay. So I started making money. Obviously, it was not in terms of lakhs, but I was so happy because as a student, I was already making my own money and I already paid back my mom also. And the reason why I started, let me tell you, right now I understand why my dad was like that, but back then I used to think my dad is so stingy. I asked him money and he will tell me like, okay, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. He will keep on delaying and he will only give me little money. For example, if I ask him 2,000 rupees, he will give me like 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees, okay. My dad was like that, but now I understand why my dad was like that. If he was not like that, I don't think I'll be here today. So I really want to give credit to my dad. If he was not stingy back then, I will be in my comfort zone and I will only depend on my dad, right? Whenever I don't have money, I'll just ask him, he will give me, then I will never be able to get out of my comfort zone. But back then I thought my dad was very stingy, and that is one of the reasons why I started. I wanted to have my own money. I wanted to buy something without having to ask permission from my parents or without having to ask money from them. So that is one of the reasons why I started. But later on, obviously, goals and my dreams, everything started changing. But initially, that was my main reason when I started, okay? Because as a student, you have so many things you want to buy, so many clothes, so many shoes you want to buy, but your parents are not giving you that much money. So obviously, you are frustrated. I was very frustrated. I wanted my own money. And yeah, that's how I started. And things started working out by the grace of God. It started working so well that, you know, I started blooming. I started blooming. And after that, I got my first iPhone, my own iPhone, okay. I bought it with my own money. And then the second, I bought MacBook. Third, I bought iPhone for my brother. Fourth, I bought another iPhone for my cousin brother. And that is how I started making money, and that is how I started growing. When I initially started, I was very clear that, okay, I'm going to make money from this and I'm not going to continue my further studies. I was so sure because, trust me guys, I did my graduation for 3 years, but I don't remember even a single thing that I learned during my college. Like, sometimes I used to think that if I did not go to college and if I just focus on this, how far I would have come. But then I used to think like, it's God's plan. So if I did not go to college, maybe I'll never find out about these kind of opportunities also. So I used to think like, okay, this is God's plan and everything happened in the right time. But honestly, I wasted so much of my time going for college. I am not trying to discourage you guys, okay, those who are in the college and those who are student. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if you are in the school or college, if you are studying, start learning skills side by side. Because if you don't learn now, it will be too late. Now is the right time to start something. You don't have to learn from me, but learn from anyone, but start something. Okay, start something. And I still remember we were having some program in the college, I think, and principal came up to me and then he said like, Ili, so what's your plan after graduation? What are you going to do? Are you going to continue your further studies? And I told him that no, father, I'm not going to continue. I have some other plans. And he was like, okay, that's great. And I saw that father believed in me. Okay, our principal, we used to call him father. Okay, I'm from Catholic school, so yeah, we call our principal father. So yeah, I saw that father really believed in me. He is one of the very few people who believed in me when I started. One is our principal, one is my mom, and my dad. My dad, he don't say anything. Even if I tell him I'm going to continue my further studies, he will obviously pay for my studies. But if I tell him that I'm not going to continue also, he will not say anything. He never said anything to me. He was like, do whatever you want to do. He did not say, no, you should not do this, you have to go for this studies, that studies. No, my dad was not like that. These three persons were the only person who believed in me and who trusted me. So that's why even now, whenever I go back home, like when I go back to my hometown, I always make sure that I go and visit my college principal once, because you know, getting a support like that when you first start, when you are nobody, when you have not made any money, is very rare. Like that kind of people is very rare. So I really treasure people like that in my life. So whenever I go back home, I make sure to visit him.
After I graduated,
You know, people around you started asking like, what are you going to do? What's your plans? When I tell them that I'm going to do this work, digital marketing, I'm going to start my online business, they were like, oh my god, that is not real. You might get scammed, you're gonna lose money. That is not a real career, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So many people came to say so many things, but I am so glad I did not listen to anyone, because I knew my potential. I know how far this is going to take me, right? So I'm so glad I did not listen to anyone that day, because if I listened to them, I will not be where I am today. Just imagine if I listen to them and if I go for my further studies. After further studies also, these days your jobs are not guaranteed. You will be jobless back at home in the village. I have seen so many people like that. They have done PhD, they have done this, that degree, I don't know the name also, but they are broke and jobless back at home. So I did not want to be one of them. I even told my mom when I was doing my graduation, I don't want to be one of them. I don't want to study so much and not do anything in life. So my mom really supported me and she said, you do whatever you want, I'm always here to support you. So I'm so glad that I have a parents like them. And finally on 9th May 2024, I hit my first 1 CR, and oh my god, I could not believe like, how did I come so far? Like, this has never happened. I have never seen in my place or in my community or even in my own state that people making this many through online business. And I was like, this is unreal. I hit my first 1 CR. I made house for my parents. I bought car at home. I have 2 cars. I bought 1 Creta, 1 Fortuner, and guys, so happy, so grateful, because if this was not for my digital marketing, I will not be where I am today. So many, you know, ups and downs came, and the biggest obstacle that came was when I started, the internet shut down. In Manipur, there was a war going on in Manipur back in 2023 or 24. I think it was 2023, right? Yeah. War started in Manipur and the internet was shut down, and my work is like online. Everything is online. Without internet you cannot do anything. So you know, I was so heartbroken, I was so frustrated. But you know, this girl did not give up. She used to travel every day. I used to go to Nagaland. There is one spot after Maugate. You will see one spot. If you're from Manipur, you know what I'm talking about. There is one spot where you can go and get internet, right? So just imagine, I did not have car also that time, but my dad, he bought a small scooty for me and my brother. I used to go, and the road condition in Manipur, you guys know how bad the road condition is. From Maram to Maugate, I used to travel every day. I will go and take internet to work. I will go and sit down there for like 10-15 minutes or even half an hour sometimes. I'll go there, reply to messages, post videos, this and that. I will do everything. I'll go there, and I used to do that. And then I'll go back home. And imagine, the road is so bad to go by scooty. My face, oh my god, with the dust, no, you... Sometimes I even get scared after coming home when I look at my face in the mirror. Oh my god, my face used to be so dirty because of the dust. But now everything is worth it, because I feel like if I stopped that day, I had a biggest excuse to stop that day. Like, I could have said my mom also, I could have said, I could have told my mom and dad that the internet stopped working, so I am not going to work anymore. Or I could have given any type of excuses, but this girl did not. And yeah, that is how my journey started. Okay, it was not easy. It was very difficult. For 7 months the internet was banned in Manipur. 7-8 months, I think. Yeah, it was banned. When I started working and when I started making good amount of money, the internet shut down. So obviously it affected so much. Okay, it affected my work so much, but I did not give up. And after 7 months, when the internet was back, I was like, okay, now is my time to start working very hard. I started working very hard, and by that time when the internet was back, I was already doing very great. I started making 5-6 lakhs in a single month, and I was like, oh my god, I am unstoppable now. I am unstoppable now. And I started working, I started giving my 100%, because guys, trust me, the obstacles, the problems that I face is crazy. And now fast forward to 4 years, now I have my own 7-figure business, all because of social media. Social media can be a good and a bad thing, okay, like I have mentioned before. And I remember I was suspended once from my college also because of social media. And imagine if I quit social media that day just because I got suspended from my college, imagine where my life will be. If you guys want to know that story, let me know in the comment section. I can tell you, I can do another story time, and I can tell you why I was suspended. I was suspended for 1 month from my college because of social media, okay. But if I gave up that day, if I gave up on social media that day, I will not be where I am today. I kept on doing what I love, and then my passion brought me all this fame, all this money, all this luxury. And I am so thankful to my good Lord, because without him, no matter how much I try, no matter what I do, I know I will not get here. He's the one who showed me the way. And obviously just showing you the way, and if you don't do anything, it's not going to happen. He showed me the way. I took it very seriously, and I am here because of him and my hard work. So the moral of this story, my whole life journey, is start taking social media seriously and start monetizing your social media, because social media can literally change your life. You don't understand that this generation, the amount of money people are making from social media is crazy. There are so many millionaires and multi-millionaires I see here in Dubai through social media. When I see those people, I also get motivated. I know, like, back at home, my life is already so secured. I've already made so much money, and you know, if I wanted to stay in my comfort, I could have stayed back. I am already a Crorepati. I could have lived a very good life in India, but I don't want to stay like that. I want to make more money. I want to be a multi-millionaire, a billionaire if possible. So yeah, that's the reason I moved to Dubai. I am spending so much money here. Why? Because I want a better lifestyle. And how you'll get a better lifestyle is by staying around people like you, those who are making money. The people I'm living together here right now in Dubai, right now, all my neighbors, they are all multi-millionaires, millionaires, multi-millionaires. So your environment matters a lot when you are growing in life. If somebody is not giving you value, if somebody's life is not bringing any value to your life, only negativity, cut them off. You don't have to worry about what they are going to think about you. Don't care, because end of the day, you are going to do things for yourself. They are not going to do anything for yourself. Stop being a people pleaser. This is my favorite line. Stop being a people pleaser. I used to say this to everyone whom I am close with. I used to tell them, stop pleasing everyone. Everyone does not have to like you. Focus on your work, focus on yourself. Because end of the day, who is going to look after you and your life, your parents? Yourself, not them. So don't listen to anyone. Don't be a people pleaser, and start something. It does not have to be big. It does not have to be a big thing. Start with something small, but start. If you don't start, you will be where you are today. I am sharing you all these stories not to show off, but you know, I just want to tell you guys the possibilities of social media. Right now, if you take your social media very seriously, you don't know where your life can go. Literally, even now, there are two types of people using social media. One is just doom scrolling, wasting time, commenting shit on someone's life, this and that, right? There are some people like that, and there is another people like me who understood the algorithm of social media, who monetize and who started making money out of social media. I have said this in my previous video also. At this point, the amount of money you can make on social media, it's crazy. You cannot make that much money anywhere else. If you are studying right now, start learning some skills side by side. If you are doing a job right now, start learning something side by side. If you are a housewife, if you are not doing anything at home, when your kids are asleep, when you have no work, like I know housewives are very busy, but when you get 1 to 2 hours free time, right, try to figure out what kind of side hustle will be good for you. Because right now, without side hustle, the world is becoming so expensive, the world is becoming so unpredictable. Anything can happen anytime. So yeah, start learning something. And like I've mentioned before, you don't have to learn from me personally, you can learn from anyone, but start something. But there are some people who wants to learn from my experience, who wants to get mentored by me. So for those people, I will put a link in my description. You can fill in all your details and connect to me personally. So yeah, I think guys, I have talked a lot and I'm losing my voice also, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see this kind of content more, let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are interested to learn from me personally, check out the link in my description, and I will be back with some interesting content soon. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.